J-Man Powerhouse.
And Steven Jackson 13.
Welcome to the 5th special episode of the Life is Feels podcast. Marley from Geek Remix is here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy holidays. It's almost
Thank you.
Christmas.
Yes, happy holidays to you too and everybody who's listening.
I didn't think we were going to get this out in time. I didn't know if we were going to be able to do it before Christmas, so I'm happy that you agreed to do it with us.
Yeah.
Sounded weird.
I had time, so I'm here.
Okay. So we have, it's basically a simple format. We have some questions. Sometimes if questions run off our brain while we're talking, we'll bring them up. So I basically just want to, I guess the easy question, the first question is like, how did you do you want to talk about what Geek Remix is first? What exactly is Geek Remix? How did you come up with the name and the idea?
Well, a long time ago, I was working for one of those websites where you could have an indie website that reviewed games and stuff. And unfortunately, I was the only female employee. And I'm not saying this is true for all male-dominated workspaces or anything, just for this one, where the dudes were kind of like not as nice as they could be and not as supportive as they could be, and they talked in a way that didn't make me feel comfortable. Overall, they were nice people. It's just that they got so used to their dude atmosphere that it kind of made it unwelcoming for me. And also, I wasn't getting paid, and the guy who owned it was like a complete butthead. So I quit. He yelled at me, and then I just stopped talking to them. And I was like, I'm going to do my own thing, and whatever. I'm going to make my own game thing. I'm going to make YouTube videos and stuff. So I called up Stacy and I said, Stacy, do you want to be on a gaming podcast or do a podcast with me? And she said, yeah. And so then I thought, okay, what's like the easiest video to do with Stacy? And I was like, Let's Plays. And then while I was doing the Let's Plays, I was making Easter egg videos, which I really enjoyed doing because I always loved finding Easter egg videos in video games. I think the very first video on the channel is a Easter egg video for Mass Effect 1. And I was like so excited and so into it. I was so happy that I made it. I think even if I watch it today, I feel like I did a pretty good job on it. So that's how it started. And Geek Remix, I was trying to look up non-claimed domain names for a website because I wanted to make a game review website and use it for like gaming news and stuff, but then I never did anything with it. And then I gave it to Stacy, but she was really busy with school and her job, so she couldn't do anything with it. But I was trying to think of geeky names that were not used by the, like, you know how people will buy domain names hoping that somebody else wants to buy them? So I was like thinking,
yeah.
foreverfantasy.com. I was like, oh, that's taken. And then I was like, put a bunch of words together. And I was like, Geek Remix. Ooh, that's not taken by anybody. So I'm going to get that. And so I got it really cheap. And then I made the channel Geek Remix. And there it is, you know?
Yeah. You know what's weird is when I was coming up with these questions, I asked Steven. And Steven's answer, I'm going to throw him under the bus, was they're geeks and they like music. So that's why they called it Geek Remix.
It could have been that, but really it was just trying to find two words that were not used yet.
Yeah, CJ, man, I wasn't too far off.
Oh, man. Steven?
So, now you were mentioning that you called up Stacy. Now you guys are friends in real life?
Yep.
Okay, how did you guys decide to come up with what you did?
What do you mean?
Like the videos and stuff.
Usually I just do whatever I want. If I think I want to make a video, I do it. What do you mean come up with it?
Like
Like where do you get your
ideas, like conspiracy theories. How did you guys come up with a bunch of conspiracy theories?
Oh,
Like,
most of those I've done by myself. And if there's a video and there's only my voice and you never hear Stacy's voice, that usually means I made that on my own. And like all the Easter eggs and theories and analysis stuff, like on the channel you can see Mari videos and Stacy videos. So Stacy has some of her own theories too. And she comes up with them, she writes them. But the majority of theories and analysis and Easter egg videos are made by me, and I edit them on my own, or I have I outsource the editing to somebody else if I'm feeling especially lazy that week.
and that's not free. God damn it.
It's not free. No. I tried to pay my outsourced editors fair wages because I know a lot of people out there are very desperate to get editing jobs, and they're like, oh no, I'll do it for free, or I'll just do it for $8 an hour. But I try to pay them between $15 and $20 an hour, and which is really expensive for me. Actually, I don't actually make a ton of money, but my morals are like, no, you have to set a precedent and not take advantage of people who are desperate for jobs. You have to pay them fair wages.
right?
Okay.
I guess in a different way, I'll ask it in this way. Where do you get the inspiration? Do you like think of these in your spare time and you just decide to make a video on it, or
about the theories?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll play the video game and I'll think something wasn't quite right, or I was noticing something, and usually nobody wants to talk to me about it, or someone, like, I'll write about it on a forum. I don't really go on forums as much as I used to, or I'll just go as somebody else and not myself. And and someone will be like, no, that's stupid, I don't believe you. I'm like, well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to spend the next 3 days making a 20-minute video about how you're wrong. So that's usually how it goes. Or I just like somebody usually it starts with somebody doesn't believe me and I must prove them wrong.
Okay. Did you you sort of talked about the job aspect, but while you were in the job, did you like always want to be a YouTuber? I don't know if you can answer. Did you and Stacy both always want to be YouTubers, or is it something that just like came to you guys?
Well, I've been working in the game industry or whatever since I was 18, and like, but not really in the game industry. Like, I hosted this World of Warcraft podcast that had a ton of followers that like sunk under, and then after that I took on writing jobs for different companies, and I always wanted to be in games, like covering games. Like, I used to watch X Play as a teenager being like, if I could have that job, that would be the best job in the world. Like, I want this more than anything in the world. I want it so bad.
Oh my God, I remember that show.
Yeah. And so I was just like, eventually I felt like I had control of it. So for a few years, I spent all my money on the YouTube channel getting... I don't know if this was a smart idea, but I went for it. I spent all of my free time and all of the money I would make from jobs. I wouldn't like get my hair cut. I looked like a mess. And I would just buy the games, edit the videos, and put them online. And it would be what I wanted so badly until finally it took off in a way that I could do it for real. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. What about Stacy? Or you can't like? Did she, when you came up with her the offer, like did she accept it like right away, or?
Yeah, she accepted it right away.
There was no like hesitant questions or anything?
No, she was down. She's just when you come up with something and Stacy thinks it's cool, she's down. She's ready.
Okay.
Well,
But
I guess
also, Stacy does make her own content. If you go to the channel and scroll, there's Mari content, and then below that is Stacy content. And you can see all the
I
stuff
saw
she's
that.
made.
now, have you
Yeah.
and Stacy ever had disagreements or arguments over your theories or the other theories?
Well, yeah. Well, in the beginning, she would just be like, "I don't think that's true," and I'd be like, "Okay," and then just like do it anyway. My theories have nothing to do with Stacy.
Okay.
I just thought maybe
But
one of
she
you were
comes up
like,
with
no, that's
theories
wrong.
too.
Yeah. Well, I thought one of you would have been like, no, you're wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I don't want to like talk about fighting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Steven, what are you trying to do?
Okay, let me rephrase the question.
I don't want to talk
Have
about
you
that.
ever exchanged the ideas of how?
This isn't in our script, by the way.
Okay, so I ad-libbed a little bit. Have you guys debated on like different aspects of why you guys feel the way you do on a certain theory in comparison to the other side?
Yeah, all the time. But I feel like that happens a lot in the Let's Plays and in podcasts and in stuff like that. Like
We fight
there
all the
isn't-
time.
Do not.
We're fighting right now.
I thought you guys were trying to set it up that we were like, so you guys fight all the time, right? And I was like, no. Shut up,
No,
like
no,
fuck
no.
off. Ooh, am I
No.
allowed to swear?
Well, you already said the MFer, so I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna let's not go past MFer.
Okay. Yeah. So Stacy,
Let's not go past what you said earlier. Let's not go past that.
I think people
Stacey,
see
what?
us as one entity when really we're two very separate individuals who respect each other's ideas and boundaries. So if Stacy wants to do something creatively, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that she gets that done. And if I want to do something creatively, she gives me the space to get that done too. So when we make our individual projects, that's us expressing ourselves individually.
Okay.
So talking about creatively, there's obviously there's a lot of games you guys have covered. But is there like a game that the favorite game you have streamed, or favorite game you have done video games on, or are they all like videos on, or like are they all like similar?
I personally like games that have a little bit more lore to them, a little bit more secrets to them. And I feel like lately I haven't been really finding those where they like go like, hey, there's like a secret in here. I did a few theories this year on Fortnite, on Stranger Things, and I did a theory on Detroit Become Human. And I just like games that have a little bit to chew on, I guess. When something's really straightforward, like Call of Duty and stuff, like I can have fun playing the game, but if there's nothing to think about, if there's no characters interacting where I can like absorb their chemistry, and if there's no secrets to look around for, to think about, or a riddle to unravel, I suppose. I'm sorry. I like to be able to think about what's happening in order for me to engage in a game. Hold on, I'm gonna cough. I'm gonna mute my mic.
That's okay.
All right. Why?
No, you said you
Well,
played
you want me to give you like a specific one? Well, Life is Strange, Dragon Age Inquisition.
No, we were just wondering, like yeah, if you don't have a specific one, that's fine. We were just wondering like what kind of games you like to stream or do videos on, like any specific genre or.
Well, I guess RPGs usually have the most amount of story in them, but I really enjoy shorter indie games with a complex story, because sometimes when you have a 40-hour game, you're like, oh, there's I have no brain left to do this. Like, it's so long. But
Mhm.
I think Firewatch, Oxenfree, and other shorter games like the Turing Test, where they have dense gameplay, where they don't have any fillers in the gameplay, and you just go from one thing to the next. Those are the easiest to stream and to let's play and make videos about because it's dense, I guess. But I like games like Life is Strange, Dragon Age Inquisition. I liked the Mass Effect series before the things happened.
Heavy
Mm.
Stuff
Rain.
like that. Games with a lot of lore. I like that.
You mentioned Life is Strange. What was your favorite thing about the Life is Strange series?
Season 1 or Before the Storm
The
or
any of them, like the whole series.
I think it's the
You could go
amount.
by each game individually. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So with Life is Strange 1, I think it's the amount of attention to detail that this limited studio had. They had so much information and detail into every one of these areas that they had where you could just walk around and touch things and look at things, and they were doing it in this way that nobody else really had done, at least in a long time, where each of the hubs you weren't really you were just being a kid, walking around, touching things, thinking about stuff, and understanding the world around you. And then they had this very down to earth storyline that it starts off very grounded and then it becomes like crazy and magical, but you're still a normal kid. And at the time, there was a lot of games where it's like you're the leader of the Inquisition, or you're a space pirate, or you're a space marine, and blah blah blah. And this game come out and you're like, you're just a teenage girl, whatever. And I liked that. It was cool. And Before the Storm, I think it fulfilled a lot of the shipping needs in a good way. I'm not like complaining about it, and it was a lot more romantic in terms of focusing on a romantic relationship between Chloe and Rachel. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think they wanted people to feel emotionally fulfilled more than they got from Life is Strange 1, which was
Exactly.
more about Max's relationship with herself and then also loving her best friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Life
it
is
makes sense.
Strange season 1 was more about Max growing up and learning to deal with the consequences of her actions and also falling in love and all these other things. But the main thing was the biggest relationship Max has is with herself and how she sees her own actions and the consequences of what she does and how you can't take things back even if you have time powers. And Before the Storm was more about finding love for yourself by having someone else show you, hey, you're worth loving, and also helping someone else, and Chloe becoming a less selfish person and being more engaged in the people around her because Rachel showed that she cared. And I know a lot of people are like, Rachel's evil. And I'm like, okay, why would they make a video game about an evil girlfriend? Whatever. Like, clearly that's not the intention. But, that's
Okay,
what
I
I
have
thought.
to ask. This was not one of the planned
Go
questions,
ahead.
but I have to ask: did you or did you not kill Kate Marsh?
I didn't kill her.
She
I
missed.
save scummed. She jumped off and I immediately paused it and reset it. I came back and I was like, no, I can't do this. I
I
save
got
scummed.
see. I got lucky on my first playthrough. I was like, no rewind powers. Aw, shit! I got to make this count. And I ended up saving her. I'm like, oh my goodness. The only thing.
So the things Max said didn't make sense to me because as somebody who's been suicidal and had an attempt,
Mhm.
like a serious attempt, I was going with what would I want to stop me, and then of course that was all wrong. And then like Max kept being like, hey, I erased all the bullying messages that happened. She was like, I didn't know there were bullying messages, but thank you. And you're like, don't bring this up, like. But
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I'm not
So
proud of it, but I did have to lie once. That was because I answered Kate's call, then I rewound and didn't take her call. So during that session, I had to tell her that my phone had died.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But
What
I
really
still
pissed
saved
me
her,
off
so
is that people didn't understand that Chloe didn't know Kate. And
right.
so, from Chloe's point of view, Max was ignoring her on essentially Chloe's date. And imagine, if you're on a date with someone or if you're hanging out with a friend who you haven't seen in years and they're talking on the phone, you'd be like, hey, like, what the hell, dude? You know?
Yeah, right.
Right.
So I guess since we're on the topic of Life is Strange, so wow, I don't know how I'm gonna say it. So I sort of went through some of your videos. I've been a fan of you guys for a while.
Cool.
I went through some of your videos, and Life is Fields is the name of this because when we started, it was just about Life is Strange, and since then we've expanded it. So mainly, I was looking at some Life is Strange videos, and I have
Mm-hmm.
to ask. I have to ask. Um, how did you know Mr. Jefferson was the bad guy before everyone else did?
No, I think there were other people on forums being like, he doesn't seem cool, like, whatever. And then the first episode, I was like, this guy is fucking creepy. And I don't know about this guy. And the other people were like, yeah, he's kind of weird. And so then I was like, why do I think this guy is so fucking creepy? But even then, I
Uh-huh.
was like really doubting myself because a lot of people were like, you just hate men. And I was like, do I hate men? Do I hate men?
Well,
And
I liked what
go
I
ahead.
liked was I went back and I saw the video and I saw that it said my point proven correct or something like that. I
Yeah,
was like,
because I
oh,
was
what do you?
gloating. I got no shame. And because like I got so many comments and so many like people just sending me messages being like, you just hate men, like blah blah blah, like it's totally okay for teachers to have relationships with their students. And I was like, oh my god, like
Well,
am I living in a world where like this is true? Am I like losing my mind? Am I wrong? But basically, one of the things that got me was at the end of episode 2, you see Mr. Jefferson's license plate, and it's like
uh-huh.
it's a reference to the TV show Top of the Lake. And Top of the Lake, if you haven't seen it, is about a girl who's pregnant and missing, and the whole time you're trying to figure out who like the bad person is until you find out in the very last episode who they are, and it's not who we thought they were. And I was like, you know what? If that's on his license plate, something's up with this fucker, you know?
Uh-huh.
And then I looked at all of his portraits uh in the courtyard, and I was like, why does he have so many creepy pictures of young women with disheveled clothes on? Are these his trophies? And also, I saw the movie Hard Candy with the exact same character. His name is Jeff. He wears glasses, the same as Mr. Jefferson, and wears the same suit at the beginning of the movie.
My name's Jeff.
And he's a photographer who is like a creepy pedophile photographer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I
I
had
did not
seen
know
those
that.
movies and that TV show before I played Life is Strange, and I was like, this is something's up here. Like and I don't trust men. Okay, I shouldn't say I don't trust men.
Whoa, hold
Don't
up.
just say that. I don't
Wow.
trust teachers
Clip
who
that.
are like
Someone clip that.
so cool. Like if you watch the first episode of the Life is Strange episode 1, we're like walking around looking at his stuff and we're being like, he seems like one of those guys who ends up dating a much younger woman, like one of his like high school students, and everyone just thinks it's okay because he's just so cool. And like he has like creepy pictures of young girls everywhere, and it's like really weird. Like I did not like him at all. It was so
So
strange.
you don't trust men? Would
No,
we want to?
I don't trust men like Mr. Jefferson, and I was
There you
right to
go.
think so.
Okay. Gonna say For all the men viewers and for us, that's offensive, man. No. Um,
Yeah, don't
don't
generalize
trust
that.
men. I don't trust
Um,
men really explaining how she feels.
But
Alright, I'm
yeah,
gonna stop.
there was another video I called the what did I call it? It was something where I predicted that Nathan was the guy who's supposed to go get the girls, and Mr. Jefferson was sending them out, along with like a bunch of other people. But it was called a baseless accusation, and that's what I thought. I was like, Nathan's not the big bad. He's just being sent out to get the girls.
Mhm.
now I don't know. I've watched some of your YouTube videos. I haven't watched them all. Excuse me. Now in Captain Spirit, there's a book by Mark Jefferson. Now you said you guys do a lot of exploration. Did you notice that little Easter egg?
I did, because Chris's mom is an artist, and she went to Blackwell.
Now, the question I have, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't know everybody else's opinion. Did the cover, did that girl look like Max to you?
I can't remember. Is it the one where it's a girl holding a bunny?
No, she's sitting in a
That's
chair with
probably
black.
Kate.
It was a black shirt. It had down dark hair, and he had his hand on her shoulder.
Oh, that's the picture that I thought looked like Kate, and I was like, why does that picture look like Kate? Because that picture is in Life is Strange 1, Episode 1, in the courtyard. And it's that picture. And I was like, why? Because Kate has a bunny, and it looks like that girl's holding a stuffed bunny, and I thought that was foreshadowing.
Oh, now see, I didn't catch the bunny. I'll have to recheck that out myself.
No, I
She's
saw the
holding a
bunny
bunny,
too.
and she has her hair up in a bun, like Kate. And I was
Mhm.
like,
I
is
saw
this
the dark hair, and I'm like,
foreshadowing?
oh my god, that's Max.
Yeah, no, I saw the bunny too, and I was like, oh, okay. As soon as you see the bunny, you're like, okay, yeah, it's gotta be Kate.
Also,
Which
in
leads me to my next
season
question.
1, Rachel
Hang
Amber
on.
canonically has blonde hair and green eyes, and Kate has blonde hair and green eyes. And then Victoria, his next victim, had blonde hair and green eyes. Max is the only one that doesn't have his preferred blonde hair, green eyes matchup. He prefers blonde hair with green eyes.
That's an experience. Um, with that in mind, what you've played Life is Strange 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about that so far?
I really like it. I think a lot of people
You
I think a lot of people think that two homeless kids being targeted for whatever reason is unrealistic, but from my experiences and the experiences that everyone I talked to who were also homeless and played the game, their experiences were actually pretty accurate, because a lot of people, like bad people, will try and find people who can't defend themselves. So if you're a homeless person, you kind of see the world in a very different way than everyone else gets to see it, because to other people, you're either invisible or you're a target because other people know that you're invisible. So a lot of teenagers and stuff are LGBTQIA+, and I talked to another person who was also homeless, and they were specifically targeted because they were a homeless teenager and they had to like do things to protect themselves. So I don't think it's unreasonable for the bad things that happened to them to have happened, because if somebody knows you have nowhere to go and you can't defend yourself, that person who's looking for someone to abuse is going to pick you.
Mm.
They pick homeless people. Like it's not unrealistic to have something like that happen to a homeless kid for
okay?
whatever reason.
Now in Captain Spirit, when you finish the episode, it says meet Chris in Life is Strange 2. Where do you see Life is Strange 2 going, or what do you hope to see?
So, have you guys seen the latest live action trailer?
I have
And
not.
I did.
and the tweets from the Donut people?
Mhm.
They're if you don't mind me saying, this is spoilers
It's
for
fine.
they
Spoiler
show
alert, people.
screenshots of them hanging out with Chris.
Oh yeah, I found that
Well,
out
I
today.
think it was pretty. I think it was pretty obvious because at the end of spoiler at the end of the first episode, there's the thing where they show the snow, and
Yep.
then Captain Spirit, Chris was where the really stupid airplane. I'm sorry. The
And also
thing.
the neighbor is their grandmother because they're not 100% Mexican American. They're actually half Mexican, half white, I think. Which
Oh,
also
wait,
bothers me because people are like, "Oh, they're not American citizens," or like they're not natural born. I was like, their mom is American. Like their mom is from the United States. What are you talking about? They've never been to Mexico. Like
well,
their
speaking
mom's
about
from Arcadia Bay.
speaking about that, so I well there goes this. But I've had a theory for a while that Rachel Amber's still alive.
Mhm.
Because in my opinion, I think that bag would have been, how do I say this nicely? The bag that she was buried in, or what she was buried in, didn't look like it could fit a human.
Mhm.
So my conspiracy theory was that she turned out to be their mom, but I guess that just completely goes out the window.
Okay, so this takes place in 2016 and I don't think it's not a stupid theory, but it takes place in 2016 and the events of Life is Strange happened I think in 2013 and Rachel
Mm-hmm.
Amber is like 19 when she died. So it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have been physically possible to have two kids. She would have had to have Sean when she was like a baby.
Now,
Does that
No,
see,
make
my
okay, no, I changed it. So what I meant to say was, I said my theory backwards. I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
okay.
theory was that she came in the game and that they don't have a mom in the game and that she adopts them.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
See, my theory was similar. I figured the duffel bag, because she said that in the Life is Strange game that she had been missing for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
That duffel bag is not big enough for a body to be there that small for 6 months,
Well, you
unless
don't
she
see
was
the
like
entire
dissect.
duffel bag in the game. You only see like a part of it peeking out from the ground.
Yeah,
The
you
rest of
don't
it's
see the
still
whole thing.
underground. But I mean, if you guys want to like, I still support your theory. I personally don't think that she's alive. I think that would invalidate a lot of the emotional impact and the storyline of the games. But like I still support everybody making up whatever theories they want to make and supporting it with whatever they need because that's what video having fun is all about, you know?
Do you do you think that um
You
the character of Samantha or anyone comes back in Life is Strange too?
Is Samantha their mom?
No, that's Sarah. Samantha is the girl that liked Nathan.
I
And
don't
then
know. I'm not sure. I think there's probably going to be um some more Easter eggs to Life is Strange 1. I think they'll do that. But I don't know. I don't know if we'll see other people. I think it really depends on what ending you chose.
mm,
so
what
which ending
ending
did
did
you
you
choose?
choose? Yeah.
I chose fucking save Chloe.
I did that without
Okay.
question.
I was like, let him die.
Yep. I think other
Well,
than Joyce and Pompidou and Kate, most of them were a bunch of jerks anyway.
Yeah, Kay was at the
well,
hospital. She's fine.
Well, here goes this. I actually saved Arcadia Bay.
Okay. Everybody's choice is valid.
Yeah, you say that, but no one else does.
It's
Monster.
okay.
Yeah, that's what he says. Monster. I saved Arcadia Gay. Arcadia Gay. I'm sorry. Arcadia. Um. Um. I saved Arcadia Bay because I wanted to go ape at some point.
Oh,
Was
you
the
wanted her
word?
to be with Warren?
No, I just wanted to see what the movie was like.
Oh, you know that movie's real, right?
I know it's real. I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That
See,
is
But it.
Christian, whatever his name's favorite movie in real life. His favorite movie is Planet of the Apes.
Mm. Um. What did you
now,
think about? Go ahead, Steven.
oh,
I would. I
see,
would.
my
Yeah,
theory
go
is,
ahead.
and I noticed this from somebody else's theory, that after you sacrifice Arcadia Bay and
Uh,
you're heading out with Chloe, you see 3 doe. If the
3
town
what?
wrecked everything, those doe would not be there, which
Maybe.
leads me to believe that some people had to have gotten out.
Some people could have gotten out. It's very possible. I just think that in my opinion, the moral of the story was like you get 5 days for the 5 years you missed with Chloe. And you know how people say I would give anything to be able to see my wife again who died. I would give
Mhm.
anything at all. And so it's like, okay, would
Mhm.
you really give anything? Would you really give anything in the entire world to see this person again? Because that's what you have to do. You have to kill all of these people, or you have to let the world break in order to see them again. It's like, okay, would you really do anything to see them again? And I think the harshness of the cost is relevant to the theme of the story. You get 5 days with her for the 5 years you missed. You get to tell her you love her. You get to give her all the things she never got to have when she was alive, which is love and attention and feeling supported and protected. And those are the things that she didn't get to have when she was alive. So you make these huge sacrifices so that Chloe can either die peacefully, having been fulfilled with these emotions that you got to have. You get to do all the things that you regret that you didn't get to do. Like, I never got to tell her how much I cared. I never got to kiss her. I never got to do all those things. Well, now you got to do all those things. And what would you
Now, see, I never
give in
connected the
order
5 days
to.
with the 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't either.
So what would you do in order to keep her? Well, in order to keep her, you have to give up even more. And I understand it totally goes with bury your gays trope and stuff. I just think that's the moral of the story. It's like you are not going to have magical powers the way Max does. So you're not going to be able to blow up a town the way Max does in order to keep the person they love. The only power you have is today and is to tell the people you care about how much you love them before they die.
Mine was close. I was going to say life's too short. Take every chance you can when you can take it.
Mm-hmm. The original name of
But
the game was going to be called What If?
yeah, I heard that. And the other thing I found out, and I found this interesting, that sacrificing Chloe was originally the only option. There was no sacrificing Arcadia Bay. The only reason they added that is because a lot of people were complaining they wanted to save Chloe.
See? You can't just save
Um,
Chloe for nothing.
Right?
Steven.
So, out of all these Life is Strange characters, who do you find that you relate to most?
Maybe Max.
Any Life is Strange character, who do you think you relate to the most?
I said maybe
She said
Max, bro.
Max.
Oh,
Pay attention.
Or Yeah.
Why?
Okay, can you elaborate a little bit more? Like why?
I don't know. She's just always in her head thinking about things. Also, maybe a little bit of Kate, a little bit of. I feel like I relate a little bit to each of the characters because each of them.
You relate to Nathan?
Yeah. I mean, I have severe mental illnesses, just like how he does.
You
Big
relate
enough
to
to blow
Mr.
up a school?
Jackson?
I think a lot of people, in my opinion, I think Nathan should definitely have gone to jail and gotten severe psychiatric help from doctors. I also know that he was denied medical attention for his neurological and psychological mental illnesses, that his parents would not give him the proper medical attention for it, and he was severely neglected. And so Mr. Jefferson took advantage of that and used him and manipulated a child with a mental illness into doing horrible things. So I feel bad for him. I don't think he should be exempt from punishment or going to jail or anything. But I also think that a lot of people saw that he was taking certain medications and vilified him immediately and said he was just pure evil instead of realizing that he was somebody with a mental illness who was taken advantage of.
Now, see, I felt bad for Chloe to find out that Nathan overdosed her. And
yeah, he did that to her, but also I want to point out that a lot of people love Frank.
True.
Well,
the
why
point
do we
I was
love
getting
Frank?
at is
He literally gives the drugs to Nathan to use.
right.
Okay,
But
I'm
the
gonna.
point I was trying to make with
No,
that
no.
is Chloe, Nathan. I hated Nathan to the point where things had gotten out of hand and Max was driving to the diner and you hear his phone call and how he was sorry about everything and it was too late and Jefferson was coming after him. And by that, I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, I was completely wrong on this one.
Yeah, I don't. I want to be very clear. He definitely should go to jail and be punished for his actions. Just want to say that, like, he was also a person who got taken advantage of by another way worse person. And if he had gotten the mental health needs he should have gotten, maybe it would have turned out differently. Because there's a point where Warren beats the shit out of him. If you stand there over his body, he just like cries and tells himself that like nobody loves him.
True.
Okay. So
did you tell Madsen about Chloe's demise, or did you keep that secret?
I did it the first time, and then I rewound because I saw that he killed Mr. Jefferson, and I didn't want that blood to be on his hands because I understood that if he killed that guy, if he killed Jefferson, he would have to deal with the fact that he killed somebody. Even though I know he's a veteran and he's killed people in the war, I wouldn't want somebody else to hold that kind of blood on their hands because of me or because of anything. And on top of that, I know a lot of people think that death is the best revenge, but in my head, the best way to make Mr. Jefferson suffer would be for Kate to be able to like put him in jail, for Kate to know like he didn't die, he's in jail and he's like suffering for his crimes. Because the worst thing for Mr. Jefferson, because he likes to be in control and he likes to exert control on other people, would be to put him in jail where he doesn't have any control.
Exactly.
So to me, having Madison kill Mr. Jefferson so I could feel some sort of revenge, I didn't like that because I wanted to have nobody have to deal with that murder, and on top of that, him to suffer.
Right. See, I told him the truth and had him shoot him And then I thought, well, he's going to be framed for that murder, or he's going to commit suicide out of the guilt. So I
Yep.
actually backed it up and left it with him being alive.
Yeah, that's what I did. That was my same, like, oh no, I don't want him to kill him, you know?
Right.
So, do you have anything else to say about the storyline or the thesis about Life is Strange before we move on?
I just want to say, I think people took Life is Strange before the storm wrong, because I think a lot of people in their minds when they play Life is Strange, they're trying to find a villain, and they found the villain in Rachel. The point of Life is Strange is Life is Strange Before the Storm was kind of like Fire Walk with Me. You're supposed to be able to understand who the victim of a crime was, so you could fully understand them as a person and how their loss is impactful on other people. And I think a teenager who is very likable and sometimes manipulative, as teenagers are, like, all right, I understand teenagers are people, but y'all are terrible. Like, I remember. If someone's like, hey, do you want to go back to being a teacher? I'd be like, never. Do not. I hate it. Don't talk to me. Like, teenagers are awful. You're all awful. You have to admit it to yourselves. Come to this conclusion with me. So I think the point was to get to know somebody who was the victim of a crime so you could fully understand the impact of her death, rather than find out reasons why she deserved to die. Like, I don't understand why people are like that. So anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what is so at some points it can be, but what is the scariest game you or Stacy have ever played, streamed, talked about in videos? Like,
Probably Soma, because it was like existentially scary. Sometimes, like, the ending, I lay awake at night thinking about, being like, that's so scary. And the developer of Soma used our videos to, like, show a point at some game conference or something. It was really cool. Have you played Soma?
I have, yes.
I thought so. We like to go around and, like, look at all the stuff and everything, and I thought it was, like, so scary. Just thinking about, like, the atmosphere being like that one woman who was stuck inside the robot outside in the water, being like, where am I? They could have been there forever. Like, forever. Never ending. Wondering where everyone is. And, like, and the goo kept, like, grabbing people, and, like, they were just stuck in one spot forever. And I was like, oh, like, so scary. Like, worse than anything, just stuck, not knowing what's going on. Going insane and not able to die.
Yeah. That's kind of... Go ahead.
I didn't get my PS4 until June or July of this year. One of the first games I had found enjoyable. See, I didn't start off with Life is Strange. I started off with Until Dawn, which led me to choice-based games. But I fell in love with Until Dawn instantly. What was it that attracted you to Until Dawn?
Everyone was like, this game looks cool, and I was like, this looks kind of fun. And then I was like, okay, let's play it. And then we played it, and I was like, this is so fun.
What was your biggest scare?
I don't think I found much of it that scary. Is just stressful, you know? Because at the time I was using an outside recording device, so all of my inputs were delayed by a few milliseconds, and everyone was like, why are you so bad at this game? I was like, it's how I record the game. Like, I don't have an Elgato right now. I have to do this thing where it delays it by a few milliseconds. And so it was just like constantly fucking up. But what I couldn't understand is why people were so attached to these characters in the same level as Life is Strange. And I was like, all these people, this was written by somebody who makes B-movie horror stories. Why are you obsessed with these awful people? Like, they're not that good.
So my point would be, speaking about awful people, that's a terrible segue. What was your thoughts on the character of Emily?
Emily? I thought
Yeah.
she was the type of person. Okay, so I thought all the characters were cloaked in this weird way because Ashley, everyone's like, she's so good, she's so nice. And then you have Emily, who's like outwardly super mean. But if you play the game, Ashley lets people fucking die, and Emily doesn't.
Mhm.
I've
Ashley,
actually heard that.
yeah, Ashley will watch like that guy she likes die because of like really petty reasons. And Ashley also tries to get the main protagonist, what's her name, the blonde girl, to
Sam?
they try to like shoot her. No, they try to shoot Emily because Emily got bitten. I can't remember. Somebody got bitten, and Ashley was like, shoot them, and I was like,
Yeah, that was Emily.
yeah. And Emily never does that to anybody. So if you think about it, Emily may be like a mean person for the shallow stuff, but when it comes to real shit, Emily was like a better person than Ashley.
Yeah.
Who was the person out of the entire game you most disliked yourself?
I think Ashley, because she was so two-faced. I think it was Ashley. I was like, I don't like this lady. She is two-faced, and I don't like it.
Can you So we've talked about a little bit in the beginning. We're gonna get back to questions now about like general topics about Geek Remix and how important it is. But can you explain how much your fan base means to the two of you guys? Like, or
it means a lot. Like a lot of the time, I struggle with like OCD and really, really bad depression. And OCD is like described as nonstop, uncontrollable, intrusive thoughts where it's just like, you're a piece of shit. Like, remember this bad thing you did, blah, blah, blah. Just like, I can't, it's like really horrible, monstrous things. And so when people say like nice things and they're supportive and they're kind and they say like you're really nice and you helped me do this thing or you made me feel like I was normal and stuff like that, that really helps me feel better. And like I've actually done things to help other people and I've done things that are worth existing. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, why do I even exist? Have I done anything worthwhile? And I'm like, no, I've made people feel good. I've made people feel okay. And that matters. And that gives me value as a person. So fans mean a lot to me. I don't like even using fans because it feels like I'm full of myself. I usually call them viewers.
Okay. Then can you describe how much your viewers mean to you? Go ahead, Steven.
A lot. They mean a lot. A lot.
So you have grown quite a big fan base. Did you ever think that Geek Remix or you
She
and
just
Stacey
said she doesn't like that word.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay. It's okay. No worries.
Did you ever think that your YouTube would ever get to be as big as it is?
I hoped. I just like delusionally was like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep doing it. You know what's really weird is that I made this like group of acquaintances through several forums and stuff. And a lot of them, you know, like I knew Dragus back when we both had like 100 subscribers. And now
Who?
he's Dragus.
Okay. I didn't hear you say it first.
And a bunch of other people. And I'm friends with Todd, who's the main editor for Hardcore Gaming, and all these people. I think the main thing that you need to make it on YouTube, and honestly, like I'm talking from a place of privilege, is consistency and just fucking working it. Actually, you know what? It might actually be different on YouTube these days because YouTube's making it impossible for everyone.
Yeah, right? We know firsthand, trust me. I've tried contacting YouTube many times and YouTube's just like, we don't care. You're small.
But it took us, I think, 3 years to even get things going. It was 3 years of uploading videos and nobody really caring until suddenly they did.
Out of nowhere, they
Yeah.
just showed up.
Yep.
So you talked about. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm trying to think. So, do you have any advice for someone who has been bullied or is being bullied?
Huh? What'd you say? Can you say it again?
Do you have any advice for someone who has been bullied or is being bullied currently? Like any kind of bullying?
In terms of dealing with it psychologically or dealing with it in terms of getting it to stop?
Both.
Huh. I don't want to give the wrong advice, so I'm really going to think about this for a second. I know how to deal with like abusive people in your life. As a teenager, I was like so oblivious that people would like bully me to my face and I'd be like, okay, and then like walk away and then later be like, oh, I was being bullied. I guess like you should probably tell somebody. You should probably tell the administrators about it. Although I know a lot of the times sometimes people don't do anything about it, but I definitely think you should tell an administrator about it. If it's happening at school, you should tell your parents about it. Unless your parents are the ones bullying you, then you should tell your guidance counselor. Like you should don't be quiet about it. Don't be silent about it. Don't let people think that you're helpless and you can't do anything about it. And I'm so sorry. This probably is not like the best advice. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine.
I'm so sorry if you're getting bullied, and that just has to suck. Sometimes, like, you're stuck in a system that just sucks, and I don't want anyone to feel like they're trapped, because you're not trapped and you're not powerless. And even if, like, you can't do anything about it today, eventually you're gonna get the fuck out of there, and you're gonna be a better person, and you're gonna be stronger and better, and a more empathetic and kinder person because of it. And I'm not saying like you should be thankful for it. I'm just saying
It makes you a better person.
it'll make you a stronger person, and I'm not happy that it happened or anything. And I'm so sorry if I'm giving the wrong advice or making someone feel
No,
worse.
it's fine.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared for the question. I would have done more research.
It's okay.
I had somebody
We'll
in
move
my
on.
life who was making me feel really bad. Like sometimes this happens.
Okay.
And they're a close person to me, and it was really hard for me, but I realized after the support of some other friends and from my therapist that this person was abusive, and so I stopped talking to them, and it was hard for me. But I don't know, I know that's completely different than being bullied at school, because you can't. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We'll move on. Steven?
I just had one hint to add to that. My dad used to have a saying that said, if you can't make fun of yourself, who can you make? And at the time, they had a cartoon called Lilo and Stitch, and the way they got rid of the heckler was by making fun of themselves. So I started, making fun of myself a little bit here and there. So now when I get insulted, it's just like, yeah, you're right. I just find it to deal with that
it's
way.
just like if somebody's being bullied physically and stuff. I don't know. So sorry that I don't have the proper resources right now to give you the right ones. But there's a website called 7cupsoftea.com, and it has free therapy for anybody who needs it, and they could probably give you guys everything you need, like resources and who to talk to and how to deal with these situations, because there's licensed therapists that give you therapy for free at 7cupsoftea.com. This is not a promo. This is just a resource that I know about.
We promote things at the end, but now I'm probably going to promote that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Steven?
Not to. I don't mean to.
Well, she already. She already answered that. Never mind. She already answered your question. Well, the only other question we had was like,
Oh,
what
wait, no, it's
advice would you have?
7cups.com. Sorry.
What advice would you have for someone who wanted to be a YouTuber, but you kind of already answered that.
Oh, yeah. Just
I-
do it. Don't stop. Do it because you love it.
What would you say to people that are interested in being a Twitch streamer?
Do it.
Same thing.
Do it. Just do it. Don't stop yourself.
Like-
Just go for it. Just be prepared. If somebody's a mean butthead to you, block them. Don't give them the energy. Don't talk to them. Don't reply to them. Just block them.
Like, how does one get started to be a Twitch streamer?
I didn't start Twitch streaming until after I had the YouTube videos, the YouTube account. So I just was like, I guess I should start Twitch streaming. What do you mean in terms of getting started? Like technology, supplies?
Well, like, for myself, I'm thinking about starting Twitch streaming, being like starting off as just like a Jackbox streamer or a Cards Against Humanity streamer.
That'll help us
until like I get more of a following base.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
Then do it. Do the thing.
Do you
do
need,
the thing,
like,
man?
Like,
What?
do you need? Is the mic and the face cam mandatory, or is it?
I
just...
don't use Facecam ever. I've never used Facecam for any Let's Play or any Twitch stream.
Okay.
I'm too
But
ugly.
there is videos. There is videos of. Okay, let's not say that. There is videos of you showing your face though on YouTube.
Yeah, and
isn't
I
there?
hate it. I hate doing it. It's the worst. I don't know what to do with my face or my hands or my body. So I'm just like, hello.
Okay. Steven, you never told me this, man. We could have talked about this.
Yeah, for a long time, I refused to even show my face on social media until slowly I was like, this is okay. I can do this. Like, this is allowed.
Well, I do a lot of my twitching, my watching streams and whatnot for my cell phone, and I've been playing games with. I mod for a specific channel, and I play Jackbox games with him. And I got to thinking, maybe I could play and just respond to people in chat through my multi-win. But I didn't know if that was a possibility.
If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If you don't have a microphone, aren't you using a microphone right now?
Through my phone, yeah.
Oh, through your phone.
Okay, this is Discord.
I wonder if there's ability to use, because you can get a microphone for like $10, or you can get a gaming headset. But I understand the concept of having a very tight budget, so I understand. I wonder. I think I saw. I wonder if there's a way for you to use your phone as a microphone. AJ, stop licking your feet. Stop.
What a great ending.
Wait, I think. Have you ever had those headphones with the microphone on them?
I got it for Xbox One. I got one for PS4, but I don't have one for a cell phone or personally.
I'm just saying you can plug that into your computer and use that as your microphone.
Well, we've decided Steven's life goals, apparently. Well, I guess I'm on my own now.
Where'd he go? Is he gone? Did he leave?
No, I'm still here.
No, he's still here.
Sorry, my dog was barking in the background, so I had to mute myself.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you want to get something done and if you want to start streaming, you don't need top of the line production stuff. You can use.
Yeah, I stream and I'm terrible.
Yeah, me too. I'm terrible also. You can use all kinds of stuff. You can use an old microphone you found. You can use one of those headphones with the microphone in the headphone
thingy.
Yeah, you can do anything as long as you figure out how to do it. There's a lot of free software out there, open broadcast software. So don't worry, you're gonna be good.
Do you
Thanks for the encouragement. Appreciate it.
On that note, she's just encouraging you now, and then once we turn the broadcast off, she's gonna be like, You can't do anything. No, I'm kidding. She wouldn't do that.
No.
Wow, J-Man, wow.
People are not who they seem. No, I'm kidding.
Life is mood.
Yeah, right. Do you have any questions for us before we get out of here?
Nope. I'm good.
No?
How'd you guys meet?
Okay.
I
I don't remember
I actually
exactly.
was approached by J-Man in one of the voices. We follow two of the voices in Life is Strange Before the Storm on Twitch.
3.
And, well, I said Before the Storm.
3. Oh, yeah, okay.
But,
So I met you in Daystream, though.
yeah. Well, J-Man approached me. Do you like Life is Strange? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, you want to do a podcast? I said, I don't know.
Don't give away my interview process. Hold on.
There are other processes, but no. I ended up texting him like 2 months later. Hey, are we still doing this? And he's told me he forgot, which I don't know how you forget, but whatever. But yeah, then
Wow,
I came in at episode 7, and from there it just took off. It's turned into a passion for me.
Yeah, we met in a voice actor, the girl who played in Kate
Steph,
from Life is Strange. No, we met in Daystream.
I could have sworn we met in Katie's stream.
No, I met Willis in Katie's stream.
Okay, well, I've seen you in Katie.
Yeah, well, you used to. But anyway, we met in the girl who played Kate Marsh's voice actor stream. And I offered it to him, and then I said, okay, and let's see what happens. And then a couple months later, I was going through my Twitch, what are they called? Whispers? Right? And at that point, I think I had, it was like 4 episodes up. We had 3 or 4 episodes up. And the first one I did by myself was just me thanking people for everything they did to help me like get motivated to do it. And then couple 2 were a couple just people's opinions. And then when did you come in? You came in 7?
Yeah, episode 7 of Before the which was farewell episode of Before the Storm.
We started when I fully wanted to start Life Strange. Steven was one of the first ones I went to, and I was like, look, this is what I want to do. And then after we finished Life is Strange Before the Storm, we went to Until Dawn, figured out that we wanted to expand more, and now we're here recording 2 days before Christmas, which is fun. So that's pretty much it. We really get along well. We do bicker a lot though. But at this point, I think people just expect it.
Humor of doing a
yeah.
podcast.
People, I think, just expect it at this point. Any other questions?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you so much. Where can people reach out to you?
At Geek Remix on Twitter and Twitch and Instagram and a Tumblr.
Tumblr. I gotta get a Tumblr. You can follow. You can't follow people on YouTube. Jesus. You can subscribe to us on YouTube at Life is Steel's podcast. Here's the promoting part I was talking about. You can email us, lifeisfeelspodcast@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at, what is my podcast now? What is my Twitter now? Is it at Life is Feels, I think? You can go to our shop, threadless.com/lifeisfeelspodcast. Steven, where can people reach out to you?
I'm on Twitter at StevenAlch13.
You can also follow me on Twitch. I guess you could follow Steven on Twitch too, because apparently that's happening eventually. So, Steven, where can people follow you on Twitch?
Steven Jackson 13.
You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/LifeIsFeelsPodcast. You can check out our music partner, Riley Hawk, at Hawk Music on Twitter, youtube.com, Riley Hawk Music, SoundCloud, Riley Hawk. I'm sorry, Mari, this is a lot of stuff. HawkMusic.com. The Freds have a podcast called Team Turtle Ducks. They played Life 1. Twitch.tv/Team Turtle Ducks. You want to promote Steve real quick, Steve? Steve?
Wait,
David.
do what? Sorry.
Promote Steve.
Oh. You can follow our Life is Feels podcast logo artist at it escapes me.
At Steve_fantasy. You can go to his website, StephenFantasyDesign.com. Some other people we like that Twitch stream, I guess twitch.tv/Baby Cobra. Cobra is spelled COBRAA. Twitch.tv/Orvidden. Twitch.tv/Chrysalysis. And I guess I should say twitch.tv/Geek Remix, since she's been on here with us for over an hour, so thanks for that. And otters, I'm sorry. I am not awake today.
Clearly there are no otters in your water.
We have decided that not yet. Soon there's gonna be no ones. No, I'm sorry. Soon we decided that we're going to try and help charities out, and with Tiltify, well, actually, before we get to this, what was that website you said?
7cups.com.
7cups.com. You can donate to us on tiltify.com/@lifeisfeelspodcast /International Otter Survival Fund/donate, and we can try and save the otters together. Maury, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, gracias.
Gracias, amigos. For J-Man Powerhouse.
And Steven Jackson 13.
Fields is life. Always take the shot.
And life is.
And remember, folks, life is Fields. Thanks so much.